The whistle blows. It's a shriek that splits the skull. Elias Thorne drops his hammer. His hands are stained with oil and coal dust. Black grime worked so deep into the calluses, it looks like his natural skin tone. He is a small cog in a massive, uncaring machine, the iron mill. Around him, the air is thick with sulfur. It tastes like copper and regret. Every man here looks the same, shoulders slumped, eyes fixed on the muddy floor. They are slaves to the foreman, a towering figure of shadow and muscle who prowls the catwalks above. The foreman doesn't speak. He growls. He is the physical embodiment of doubt. He is the fear that keeps them working for pennies, terrified to leave the noise. Elias walks out of the mill gates, coughing. The city is a labyrinth of brick and smoke. There is no green here, just gray cobblestones and brown water running in the gutters. He touches his pocket. Inside, he feels a strange, vibrating warmth. It isn't money, it's a seed. A single golden seed he found on the factory floor this morning, shining amidst the slag. He turns a corner he's never noticed before. A rusted iron gate stands slightly ajar between two towering warehouses. It's choked with vines, not normal vines, but thick black brambles with thorns the size of butcher knives. They pulse, looking more like arteries than wood. Elias squeezes through. The air changes instantly. It's not fresh. It's stagnant, hot, and humid. Where he is standing in a courtyard the size of a city block, walled in by the factories. But it is a jungle, a chaotic, violent mess of weeds. Thistles, as tall as men, sway aggressively, though there is no wind. The ground is littered with broken wagons, rusted plows, and rotting timber, the wreckage of good intentions abandoned years ago. This is his mind. He just didn't know it looked like this. Suddenly, a vine lashes out. Thwack! It wraps around his ankle, dragging him down. It is the weed of lethargy. It wants to pull him into the mud, to sleep, to rot. Elias scrambles, his boots slipping on the slick, neglected earth. He reaches for his belt. He has a knife, a dull blade he uses for cutting rope at the mill. He slashes. The vine screams a high-pitched hiss of escaping steam. He scrambles to his feet, breathing hard. He looks at the chaos. Most men would turn back to the safety of the factory. The foreman is cruel, but he is predictable. This wild, overgrown garden is terrifying. It requires work. It requires blood. But Elias looks at the golden seed in his hand. He realizes something profound. The garden is wild because he never planted anything. He let the weeds take the soil. He spots a rusted scythe leaning against a crumbling stone wall. He grabs it. The wood is rotten, but the iron is real. He grips the handle. His knuckles turn white. He doesn't just want to clear a path. He wants to build a kingdom. Elias swings. Elias has just stepped out of the autopilot of his life and into the chaotic potential of his own mind. We all have that rusted gate. We all have those weeds of lethargy and doubt waiting to drag us down the moment we try to change our circumstances. The battle Elias is about to fight is the same one you fight every time you decide to start a business, hit the gym, or change your financial destiny. Before we watch Elias take war to the weeds, I have a small request. If you want to cultivate your own mind alongside us, take a second right now to hit that subscribe button. Like this episode, if you're ready to pick up your scythe, it helps us plant these stories in front of more people who need to break out of their own factories. Ready? Elias is gripping the handle. The sun is setting. Let's get back to the garden. The sun has vanished behind the smog, but Elias does not stop. He is a whirlwind of motion. This is not gardening. This is warfare. He battles the thorns of anxiety. They are sharp, cutting his arms, tearing his shirt. Every time he cuts one down, he whispers a truth to counter the lie. Cut, I am capable. Cut, I am the master of my thought. Cut, I am not a slave to the mill. He clears a circle of land, 10 feet wide. His muscles burn with a fire he hasn't felt in years. It's not the dull ache of the factory. It's the good pain of purpose. But the garden fights back. From the shadows of the overgrowth, the soil begins to rumble. A shape forms from the mud and the rotting debris. It rises, 7 feet tall, made of sludge, broken gears, and twisted roots. It is a golem of past failures. The golem swings a fist made of stone. Elias dives. The ground shudders where he just stood. Elias scrambles back, his scythe raised. The golem roars with the voice of the foreman. You are weak, Elias. You belong in the soot. You will starve out here. Elias sees a rusted plow half buried in the dirt nearby. It's heavy, iron, immovable, or so it seems. He doesn't run. Thought determines action. If he thinks he is weak, the golem crushes him. If he knows he is strong, the iron will move. Elias drops the scythe and grabs the handles of the plow. He screams, a primal sound of pure will. He shoves the plow forward, driving the blade not into the earth, but into the golem's leg. The iron bites. The golem stumbles, its structure failing as Elias pushes with the strength of a new idea. The mud creature collapses, dissolving back into the lifeless dirt it came from. Silence returns to the clearing. Elias stands over the fresh, overturned soil. He is bleeding. He is exhausted, but he stands straighter than he ever did in the mill. His chest is open. He breathes deep. For the first time, he smells rain. Clean rain. He takes the golden seed from his pocket. He kneels in the center of the dark, rich earth he has fought for. He presses the seed down with his thumb. He doesn't wait for it to grow. He gets back to work. He finds timber. He finds loose stones. He begins to build a wall to protect the seed. He works through the night. He is no longer a worker. He is an architect. By dawn, the landscape has changed. The chaotic jungle is pushed back. In the center, a small, sturdy fortress of stone surrounds a single green shoot that has already pierced the soil. It glows with a faint amber light. But as the sun rises, he hears it, the factory whistle, and then the heavy crash of the gate ahead of him flying open. The foreman has come to collect him. The moment you start building something real, the old world comes knocking. The foreman, your old habits, your old peer group, your old limitations, hates to see you leave. Elias has planted the seed of wealth and health, but now he has to defend it. This is the crucial turning point. Most people quit here. They plant the seed, but they fold when the pressure returns. We're heading into the final confrontation. If you're finding value in this journey, check the link in the description. We have a community of gardeners just like you, sharing their progress and keeping each other accountable. Join us. Don't face the foreman alone. Now the gate is open. The foreman is stepping inside. The foreman steps into his garden. He looks out of place here, too big, too gray. He sneers at the small stone wall. He sneers at the single green shoot. Shift starts in 10 minutes, Thorn, the foreman grumbles. Get back on the line. Elias stands by his wall. He is holding a hammer he found in the wreckage. Polished now, rust removed. No. The word hangs in the air. The foreman laughs. He reaches for his belt, pulling out a whip made of leather receipts and overdue bills. You think this little weed makes you rich. You're a cog, Thorn. You'd starve without the mill. The foreman cracks the whip. It wraps around his arm. The pain is searing. This is the sting of financial insecurity. But Elias doesn't flinch. He looks at the green shoot. It is growing visibly now, fed by his focus. It twists and expands, thickening into a stalk of gold. Leaves of silver unfurl. It is the physical manifestation of right thought. Elias looks at the foreman. I am not the cog. I am the power. Elias pulls on the whip. He yanks the foreman forward, off balance. Then Elias turns to his crop. The plant explodes into bloom. It doesn't produce flowers. It produces fruit. Heavy, golden fruit that drops to the soft earth with a heavy thud. Elias picks one up. It's solid gold. But it represents more than metal. It represents opportunity. He looks at the foreman. I don't need your wages. The foreman's face pales. The fear evaporates. Without his power to terrify, the foreman shrinks. He literally shrinks, hunching over, becoming small, translucent, ghost-like. The shadows of the factory retreat. Elias walks to the edge of his plot. The golden light from his harvest spreads. It touches the factory walls, and they turn to ivy. It touches the cobblestones, and they turn to grass. The other workers, trudging by the gate, stop. They see Elias standing amidst an oasis of abundance. They see the fruit. They see the strength in his body, his skin clear, his eyes bright. One by one, the workers stop. They look at their own hands. They look at the abandoned lots in their own minds. Elias tosses the golden fruit to the nearest worker. A young boy covered in soot. Plant it, Elias says. Clear the weeds. The boy looks at the gold, then at the overgrown alleyway beside him. He picks up a stone. He starts to clear. Elias turns back to his garden. It is infinite now. Rows of crops stretching to the horizon. Machinery he designed himself, gleaming, silent, efficient, tends the land. He has not just escaped the mill, he has built a new world. He takes a deep breath of the sweet morning air. He is the master gardener, and the harvest has just begun. Elias Thorn didn't find the gold. He grew it. He didn't escape the foreman by running. He escaped by outgrowing him. Your mind is that garden. It is either being cultivated by you or overgrown by the weeds of the world. If you want to take this further, if you want the tools to sharpen your own scythe, make sure you are subscribed. We release stories like this every week to keep your mental garden clear of weeds. Go tend your garden.